What's going on, guys? It's Zoe with No Days Off DFS here to bring you a quick breakdown for today's Thursday night football. 49ers taking on the Giants. If you guys are new here and you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss none of the content that we're putting out over here on the channel. And drop a thumbs up if this video is helping you in any way, shape, or form, or any of the other content we've put out. We've been putting out some pretty good bangers for the WNBA playoffs as it's been going on. Been seeing you guys tag me and stuff. Thank you guys for all the support, and I'm glad that we're able to help you guys cash out and win some showdowns, win some props, and everything like that. We're gonna keep it rolling and going. Following this Sunday is when the next WNBA slate is gonna be on. It's gonna be the semifinals. So we're gonna get the Aces taking on the Dallas Wings, and we're gonna get the New York Liberty taking on the Connecticut Sun. So definitely tune in for that. Me and my boy BK, you know we will be here and we'll be breaking that down for you guys. So definitely subscribe if you guys don't want to miss out on that and you guys are looking for that WNBA content. I know it's very much far and in between, but we're doing our best. We're trying to get it out here to you guys. So definitely the support, it means a lot. Switching gears, looking over here at the football, we're going to be breaking down this slate right here. We got a 1 million up to first over here on the DraftKings. If you guys don't have an account, make sure you guys check the link down in the description below so you guys get that deposit match bonus. And join me over here on DraftKings, man. I think everyone will love a chance to win $1 million, especially off of 15 bucks. That'll be really great. But whenever it comes down to the showdown slates, understand it is kind of a coin flip depending on what it is your lineup is going to be and if you guys are going to actually able to cash out on something like that. But we might have the sauce for tonight's slate. I definitely have a game theory, game plan of how I want to go with building on it, really focusing in on certain players, things like that. That's kind of how you got to get when you're doing these showdown slates. So hopefully I was able to give you guys some type of content and something like that. If you guys are looking for my core that I'm going to be playing and the player pool and everything else, just like it does for my WNBA and stuff, check the link down in the description below for the Patreon. I put all that stuff up on the Patreon. You will see a player pool and my core, and also whatever props it is that I'm actually going to be on. And with that, if you join the Patreon, you also can join our Discord. We got some pretty good hitters inside of the Discord as well. I know my boy Joris, he has been killing it, and King Kwan, he has been killing it as well with the props that they have been putting out for you guys. So let's go ahead. Let's dive right into this slate right here. We got the Giants taking on 49ers. I know a lot of people right off the bat, oh, wow, the Giants, Daniel Jones still trying to lead them. No Saquon Barkley out here for the Giants today. They're definitely going to be taking the L going up against 49ers. It's a short week. They all just played on Sunday. Now they're playing a Thursday night game. I've seen crazier things pretty much have been happening on these little island games, on these showdown slates, on these primetime games. It's been ridiculous the amount of craziness that I've seen happen inside these games, and I don't expect anything different to happen here today. I expect it to be something crazy or different. And the thing that is going to be crazy and different is going to be the Giants are going to hang in this game with the 49ers. They're going to be there with them toe for toe up until the end, and then the 49ers, they're going to pull it out. The Giants are going to actually score some touchdowns, even with no Saquon Barkley out there. Daniel Jones is going to put the team on his back, and he's going to do what he got to do. That's what's going to happen in this game. I know, crazy ass theory, right? But let's go ahead. Let's break it down. Let's look at some of the things that we're actually talking about and thinking that's going to happen. I'm going to start with the 49ers because everything for them is kind of condensed. Really, I feel like it's a small player pool that you need to take from the 49ers, and I'm going to pull up some game logs to show you exactly why I really just felt like it's going to be a small player pool that you actually have to focus on and dial in for them. When it comes down to the 49ers, all of their offensive production comes from a group of key players. Literally, it's CMC, it's Brock Purdy, it's Deebo Samuels, it's Ayoku, and it's Kittle. That is their offense right there. And if you don't believe me, look at the first 2 weeks. Receiving, Brandon Ayoku, Deebo, Kittle, CMC, Juwan Jennings, and Elijah Mitchell. Okay, cool. One target, nothing. Outside of that, CMC, Kittle, Deebo, Ayoku. That is where it all comes from. Same thing when it comes to the rushing. CMC, Purdy, Mitchell, Deebo. Same thing. Looking over here when they play going up against the Ram. Deebo, Juwan Jennings actually caught two of his 3 targets that he had. Ayoku, Kittle, CMC. The usage is so condensed when it comes down to these guys. That's why I'm just going to focus on literally that pool of guys from the 49ers. That's it. And when it comes down to the captain plays for the 49ers, that is it right there again. Now, I also do have some interest in the 49ers defense because it is the Giants. It is Daniel Jones. And I know that he can definitely go out here and at least throw 1 interception in this game. The 49ers, they have gotten at least 2 takeaways in both of their games that they've played so far this season. And I'm pretty sure Daniel Jones has turned it over in both games as well that he has played so far. So I kind of don't see any reason to go on the opposite side of that. Really would expect it. I know I took as a live bet, live play. I already took Daniel Jones for over 1 interception for today. Or 0.5, or for over 0.5 interception. I took that over there on the books. Definitely, I feel like it's kind of a 50-50 free play and should be guaranteed that he's going to actually hit that. All right, so going back to it, really, like I said, you can play all these guys into the captain position, and if they're not going to be playing in the captain position, of course, you can play them in the flex. All of them are flex worthy as well. I'm not going to take any chances on any of these other players that they got. I know there's been some reports that Elijah Mitchell is expected to be more involved in this game, especially since it's being a short week, and they felt like they ran Christian McCaffrey just a little bit too much. But again, I'm a believer, and I got to see it to believe it. That 3,600 price tag, it's not bad. I don't hate it at all, but I just really feel like the upside that I'm going to get with CMC, Purdy, Samuel, Kittle, and all these other guys, the defense as well, I'd rather take a chance on that. Now, I know Ayoku, he is questionable with that shoulder injury. If he was to miss, I just think that the concentration for everything else is going to go right back to these players, and maybe we could look a little bit more to a Jawan Jennings. Maybe he will be the only other player that I would consider, but outside of that, I'm not messing with anyone else. Of course, we could take some shots at Moody as well. He's been pretty active in his first 2 games, 14 fantasy points in both of those games, 3 for 3 on his field goals and everything else that he's done out there, and the extra points that he's attempted. So no reason not to have him inside of the player pool. So really, it will be Moody, the 49ers, Kittle, Debo, Purdy, and CMC. And if Ayoku plays, I'll have a little bit of interest, but just a little bit less, especially just because he's coming off of an injury. And outside of that, that's going to be it for the 49ers for me. Now, going over here to the Giants. For the Giants, at the captain position, I'm only going to focus on 2 players. And the reason I'm only going to focus on 2 players is because, one, I expect this to be a pass-heavy game. And with it being a pass-heavy game, no Saquon Barkley, I really feel like the upside for Daniel Jones is there, especially from the rushing upside that he has. Now, he's not a player that they necessarily have to do design runs, but he can scramble and get out of the pocket. When he gets out of that pocket, he can run, and he can pick up those yards in chunks as well. That's why I really do like going to Daniel Jones here in this position and spot. Definitely be someone that I would take as a captain consideration. And I just love the upside that you can actually get for Daniel Jones. Now, with no Saquon Barkley, weapons are limited. I know they have a lot of wide receivers over here for the Giants, but Darren Waller finally got really involved last week. 8 targets, 6 receptions, 76 receiving yards. I know the 49ers are very good at defending the tight end position, but Waller, he moves all around that offensive line. He's definitely put into the slot, things like that, plays in some wide receiver roles as well. I really do like the upside for Darren Waller, especially if might be the focal point, especially with no Saquon Barkley, and expecting this to be a pass-heavy game. That also leads me to one of my favorite props for today. I know we're on Price Picks. Daniel Jones, 32.5 pass attempts. I kind of just think that's a little bit too low. This is a game where I feel there is not going to be any run game for the Giants. The 49ers are very good at defending run. If you don't believe me, look what they did in the first 2 weeks. Najee Harris, 6 rush attempts, 31 yards, really nothing. Over here, Karen Williams, 14 carries, 52 yards, nothing. But if you look at it, the quarterbacks, 55 pass attempts, 34 completed. Same thing over here, Kenny Pickett, 46 pass attempts, 31 completed. It's going to be a pass-heavy type of game for Daniel Jones. The upside should be there. And with that being said, the targets, hopefully enough of them will go to Waller and they can actually be completed. I really do actually like that for him right here. And I can see him possibly getting into the end zone. That's why I'll take him and Daniel Jones as my 2 that I would take from the Giants as possible captain or MVP considerations on the slate. Now going over here to the flex, everyone else from the Giants that I would actually take some shots on. I'm not going to mess with Breda, like I said. I just don't really see him getting there. If they get into the red zone, get into the to down there, I kind of see it more hopefully. This is how I see it playing in my head. Daniel Jones rushing, scrambling, getting that in himself, and not passing off to someone like Breda, or possibly just getting the passing touchdown instead as well. Maybe hopefully it goes to Waller. I know a lot of people might go right back to Hodgins. I know he actually caught a touchdown last week, 5 receptions, 5 targets, 4 receptions, 40 yards, and a touchdown. Don't hate that, but sitting at 6,400, I'd rather go ahead and take the 6K players that I'm looking at for the 49ers instead of going to Hodgins. And really, since the Giants, they have a lot of players that they can actually just pass it around and spread it around. But I'm just trying to figure out who's going to be the Puka for this week. Who's going to be the Tutu Atwell for this week for the Giants. And I'm really feeling like it could possibly be Hyatt. He's a big play receiver, big play. And definitely I can see him going out there. If he's going to get the targets, that's going to be the big thing, the targets. We seen that last week, 2 receptions off of 2 targets, 89 yards. And honestly, he could have busted one to the house if he didn't have to slow up and have to catch that long 58-yarder. Definitely could have busted that to the house himself. So I will be taking a chance on him. Possibly could be the Puka for today's slate. And then Darius Slayton, I know he's a pretty well-known name, especially on the Giants. 5,600, 6 targets last week for 3 receptions. I do have some interest in him as well as another player I could possibly run it back with Daniel Jones. Maybe if I'm doing a 3-3 or running a Hyatt, Slayton, and Daniel Jones inside my line, or a Hyatt, Darren Waller, and Daniel Jones as something that I actually want to run. Really don't actually hate that. I know Shepard, I really don't like him. Dusted, busted, can't be trusted. Don't want to even go there. Gano can go to him as a kicker possibility. They get down there into the red zone, stall out, and can see some kicks happening. And then Paris Campbell, don't hate it. Cheapest, probably the cheapest receiver I would go to for the Giants on the slate. But really, that's going to be it for me, guys. That's really the breakdown. Hopefully, I gave you guys some information that you can actually use and cash out on today's slate. Hopefully, we see some greens and get tagged again in those as well. I love seeing that stuff, especially on Twitter, and you guys commenting down on the video as well. If you guys are new here and you guys still haven't done it yet and you watch this whole video, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content that we're putting out over here. And drop a like. Hopefully, you guys cash out, and I will see you guys in a winner circle. Peace.